Here's a bit of a quick and dirty one that I didn't even plan to make, but I went thrifting and I got just enough to justify a 15-ish minute video. I think, I hope, let's see. First one's here. Actually, let me move the camera for this one. That's a pretty damn new Samsung screen that was 20 euros. So I didn't really need a new screen there, but I was like, hey, may as well. So you may wonder to yourself, why would you grab something like this from a thrift shop? Well, let me get onto a chair to get a cable and get back down without killing myself. Well done. I got an old gentleman asking me, do you have a simple radio CD cassette player? And I was like, yeah, I definitely can arrange that. And then I found this one at the thrift shop and they even let me test it. So this should work, but we're still going to test it properly because I tested it with some weird Samba CD and a very, very old Philips tape. So let's test it with proper tapes and our royalty-free music CD, see how it performs. This is a Philips CD sound machine AZ3068 with a cassette and CD player. Let's do CD first. The speed is killing me, but at least I got down from that chair safely. Let's go to CD. Now I know it reads, but does it also read copy discs? It appears to be reading. Let's see. Oh, you know what? That's a pleasantly good sounding thing. Pleasant, surprising thing. It's a bit light, so if you pull the antenna out, you lift the whole thing. But it doesn't sound too bad. Let's try the radio. Tuner we need. I just skipped past it. Tuner. Okay, that's Paul Simon. Let's not play that for too long because of course there's music right issues there. And then this slightly weird cassette mechanism. There we are. And then we go to tape. Play. Oh. That's apparently a test tape and not a royalty-free music tape. It is though. Okay. Must have accidentally erased it there. You can tell it's been stationary for some time and the head, I'm sure, could be cleaner. But here we go again. Some people will hate me for this, but it's still better than not cleaning it at all, I guess. Now, it does have little tweeters here, but I think they're fake because everything seems to be coming from the big speaker, which I guess you could call a woofer, but I guess it's a full range unit. Let's try a little recording. We need the CD again for that. And we're gonna press record and let's play track 5 so we can hear how nicely the mechanism vibrates, because it does vibrate a bit. Did I press play? I did not. Okay, back to tape. There we go. And rewind. That's play, so that must be rewind. The vibration is strong with this one, but then I'm pretty sure if I let this run for a bit, it's going to sort itself out. Also, how clean is the pinch roller is quite clean. So it probably just needs to spend some time running and that's going to figure itself out. Honestly, pretty good recording otherwise. So that's the CD Sound Machine AZ3068. And it even has a Windows Media logo on the top. I'm not sure if you can see. Because this was, well, the 2000s actually. And so I got that one. But also, I didn't actually need to. But this is actually quite an upmarket one. If I'm not mistaken, a friend of mine, I forgot whether it's Alexander or Maurice, was looking for one of these. This is the Sony CFD V3. So same story, but this one's much more classy looking. Let's start with the cassette this time. Play. slightly lacking in highs. I don't know how much of that is dirty heads and how much of that is bad speakers. Oh, well, it worked before. Okay. The Philips definitely sound a lot better. This is our testing tape, so we'll be recording in a second. Did I just forget the CD in the other one? This is how I lose CDs. I never have that with tapes or records, but for some reason I always lose CDs that way. CD. Tiny little display here. Let's unfold the antenna. See, I learned from just now. 27 tracks, here we go. Does it play? Yeah. Okay, actually it sounds more refined than the other one. It's just that the cassette deck doesn't sound that great, but oh well. Got a bass reflex body. I'm sure it does, but there's no bass coming from here at all, like no wind. So I'm not sure where that is supposed to come from. Doesn't matter, let's record. And let's test the radio while we're at it. Okay, rewind and...
We are recording. Sorry voor de bijgeluiden die nu...
It winds rather quickly, because that obviously was not recording. So it doesn't record great, it sounds a bit muddy, but then who knows how dirty the heads are. They don't look that dirty. I don't think, to be honest, I don't think the cassette player in this was used at all. The pinch roll looks new as well. So it's just not a great recording machine. It vibrates a little less than the Philips, but also a little bit because old belts that have been in the same position for years. Let it run for a bit and it should be fine. So this is the Sony CFD V3. And I should send my friends a photo and ask them, was this the one you're looking for? It's just that you are currently, yeah, that's my phone. I'm using my phone for this one, I'm a bit lazy. Handle! So the reason I went thrifting was actually to find some affordable speakers. Because I was compiling a rig for someone and I didn't have any cheap speakers, so here they are. I'm gonna hook these up. The screen has speakers. What we want. Why don't you work? There we are, that's better. Okay. Now, let's turn those off and hook this up to the Sonys. I'm gonna hook them up one by one because, well, you can still hear how they sound and it's a little easier. Otherwise I have to work with screwing stuff together and such and phase and blah blah blah. So this is more than good enough for just a little test, isn't it? Number one. Oh, I expected worse. Definitely expected worse. Let's try number two. Are you ready? Minus and a plus. Well, we got no low end now. And because I'm behind the speaker, I can't tell you whether the tweeter works. It is not. Not at all. There it is. Okay, they're awoken. That happens sometimes. Okay, so that works. One tweeter needed to be awoken, rudely. Even though I only needed one set of speakers, these were cheap. And they come from one of my favorite thrift shops, and the guy was like, I'm tidying up, please take as much as you can. So I took as much as I could, which was actually not that much in the end. But the radios come from there. Another reason why I got the two, because it was really cheap. And these come from there. Oh my goodness. Okay. They're out of phase, that explains. There you go. The Sonys are so much much better, it's not even funny, but they work and they look in okay shape, so I'm not complaining. But they are very hollow sounding, with very harsh highs that have zero detail. So, Sony all the way in this case, which is not something you hear me say very often. Look at it! It's a Walkman! It's an Audio Sonic CT138. Let's get some batteries. Random assortment of batteries. I don't expect this one to work, but I paid like 50 cents for it, so whatever. I wasn't in that club, I was in that thrift shop. Oh, absolutely nothing. That's even less than I expected. There's not a lot in there either. It should still do something though. I think this one may be completely dead. Absolutely nothing. This is a tape winder for videotapes. Now these are actually quite desirable because the cameras that you use for these 8mm tapes, they usually chew either through your tape or through themselves. So something that is just made for winding is actually a good idea. The mechanism is a bit more sturdy. Let's get an 8mm videotape. Okay, it's a digital age, but that does not matter in this case. It doesn't have to play it, it just needs to wind it. Does it wind? It's rewinding, and quickly too. Okay, does it forward? Oh yeah, actually really fast. Stop. And rewind. Not sure if you can see, probably not. Oh, I think it's done. Oh no, plug fell out. But that's going very fast. Way faster than a video camera ever would. It can also run on 4 AA's. But thank goodness it surprisingly came with the adapter. Even though the adapter is a Sperry Remington one. So I assume that was once from a typewriter. And this is obviously by Hama. So kind of cool to have. I was looking for one. So because I digitize tapes for others mostly. And I don't want to use their cameras for winding because I usually ask them to bring the camera as well because I don't have many 8mm cameras and I don't want them destroyed because they're shit, to be honest. And one way to keep those cameras alive is by not winding the tape. So at least I have an 8mm winder, now I still need a mini DV winder. Should almost be done. Well, while this winds, let's get the next thing. These are so rare in the Netherlands because they were sold a lot in the US. Obviously not the 230 volt model. And people seem to love them there. They're really nice little cassette players. This is just a player, it cannot record. But people say they're actually really great to have laying around. I already had one friend telling me he wanted it. It's actually the friend I do my weekly walks with. If you're interested in seeing me and him taking walks to all sorts of places and through all sorts of places, look at the Tour de Meuse YouTube channel. The link is in the description. There's a bi-weekly video. It's a lot more work than this, I can tell you that. But yeah, we're going far by now. We even went to France, which is, well, not that far away when you're in the Netherlands, but we didn't go to the top of France. We went all the way to the south. So it was a cool trip. Let's get a cassette tape and see if this works. I don't have to test recording because it doesn't have recording. It has stop, pause, play, rewind, and fast F. Maybe it's fast as fuck, I don't know. Let's see what we get. We have fast F, we have rewind, and we have play. All of the things. Okay. It sounds very muddy, but it sounds. And I can see why it sounds muddy. The heads are not clean. This is a very simple thing. It weighs like 400 grams. But actually runs fine and the buttons feel solid. So I'm pretty positive about this thing. It's really hard to get the heads to be clean. The head, I should say, because obviously it can only play back. Oh, there we go. Now it's shiny. There we go. Let's see what we get now. I have nothing bad to report. The thing actually sounds good too. How are you still winding? I'm very confused. I'm not sure why it's taking so long. Because it looks quite fast, but I guess it isn't. It works as intended, but it's not as fast as I thought it would be. This is actually a faster winder. Let me see if I can show you. This runs really smoothly. I'm going to stop this because the sound is getting a bit annoying. It's very light. So this is the play, and then we have rewind, fast forward. Look at the cute thing. I really like this. I have no purpose for it. But I really like it. And it runs really well actually. Not bad. Cool little realistic thing, and now I understand why the Americans always like these so much. It's a really charming little device, except, especially if you take the tape out, the fact that that matters should tell you something. It almost falls up. This is so light. But apparently well built, because it still works after 30, 40 odd years. Next in the box, something we can't test, but it is kind of cool. It is a Canon PowerShot S30. These are really good little cameras. It's actually also very heavy and in great shape. The only issue these sometimes have is that this won't click properly, and this one does click properly. All of the buttons feel healthy. It feels like it hasn't seen much use. Everything feels very clicky and new. Comes with a battery. With a bit of luck, I have one of those batteries actually. I may even have the charger. I'll go and have a look. I think I may be able to test this one after all. Unfortunately, no, I didn't have that one. I had a very similar one, the BP808, but this is the NB2L. I did, however, find this in the camera. A 256 megabyte compact flash card. So I'm gonna see if there's anything on there. And if there is, you'll see that now. And if there's not, we'll just continue to the next shot. This is a bit of an old one. I bought this one because of the reel. Because I used to have these as a kid and I always loved the design of these, even though they're highly unpractical. And this one was in such remarkably good shape that I thought I would bring it home with me. Look at it. These are actually good tapes. Nice 1 and 2 in it. Oh, the smell of my youth. My goodness, that's a good smell. I grabbed a random reel-to-reel from the attic, which I think should work. The reason I grabbed this one and not one that was definitely working is because I could grab this one easily. They're pretty heavy machines, the other one, this one isn't, and it has 3 speeds. And it should at least work to some extent. I have looked at it, I just haven't used it for years. There you go, we're working. Seems to work fine actually, I thought it was in worse shape. They recorded nice and loud too. What is this? Is there anything on this so I can see what this is? Because it has a little index card. They wrote Cabaret, Bisschoppelijk College Roermond. So cabaret of the, well, some college in Roermond, the town of Roermond.
AOW, B,
Yep.
WW of C, HO. Wat AOW en WW is, dat weet je.
Well, there you go. That's what that is. I don't think I need this recording. Someone's probably gonna not like me erasing this. But let's try recording on this. We have input, and there's the signal. Has an output knob on the side, very useful. Okay, because it's quite loud. Ah, that could be worse. Definitely could be better too, but it's working. This is the medium speed. The switches are a bit dirty. That's the source, and that's the tape. Okay, let's try the high speed. Source, tape. That's pretty good. And then the low speed is really for voice recording. So here's, switches are very dirty. Here's the source, and that's really not bad for the lowest speed, but these are good tapes. Honestly, pretty impressed with the tape and the recorder after all these years. Nice! There's one thing left, and this is a bit of an exciting one. I will not show the address, but it's a Mr. Janssen, which is a very common name here, from the town of Meersen. And it has a date on it, the 11th of July 1975. And this is how you got the films back from the developer. What's cool about this one is, it's never been opened. Let's see what Mr. Janssen put on his film. We're not going to do that here, we're actually going to do that upstairs, where the projector is, because it's nice and dark there. Or it can be nice and dark there. But to be honest, it may have been opened after all, because I don't think this is how you get them back from Agfa, with Fujifilm on it. This is the Agfa one, so unfortunately it has been opened and viewed. I hope you'll be the first one to see this, but no. I even think this is not a home recorded movie, let me see. Actually, there's nothing on it. Hello? I'm actually planning on buying a Kodak Reels film digitizer soon. I would love to buy something fancier, but honestly, yeah, it's completely black. Honestly, it's just too expensive for me, and the reels get good reviews, so I should be able to start digitizing 8mm films soon. The kind of films I collect are the films that people make in their home, so it's unique material, and I will start a new channel specifically for that. But yeah, this is going to be part of the collection. There's nothing written on it. I don't know what is supposed to be on here. That got very brittle, that plastic. It looks unplayed. And the first shot shows a pool. They very often do. Let's go and project it and see what we find. I spoke too soon. I was about to send my friends a message like, hey, listen how good this Sony sounds at this low speed. And then I realized, wait, that looks way too fast, the reels moving for that low speed. And then I realized it never switched speed. Somehow this selector got stuck. So unfortunately, it sounds that you'd expect at the lowest speed. Are you ready? This is the source. You turn it up a little. And now comes the tape. Yeah. That's what I expected. So unfortunately, the lowest speed is still only for voice. But it works. And let's get back to this one. So much better. And then especially the higher one. That's almost audiophile grade. I do like these machines. This one definitely has a bit of a wonky power switch though. I need to look into that because it's not supposed to make those weird crackly noises. Anyway, with that, let's go upstairs to the projector. Okay, we're using this projector because it has the built-in screen. It takes a little less setting up. It's not the brightest, but more than bright enough to see what's on it. And in case you want to know, there's no sound with this film. Let's see what we get. This is the first time I'm seeing it as well. Oh, if only it threaded. Okay, it threaded, good. It's a girl in a swimming pool. Sometimes baffles me what people used to film, because that stuff was expensive and that was literally all that was on that film. 3 minutes of just that. Oh well, I'm gonna tidy up the mess that I made in this space and I'll see you all next week. You know, with all of the chaos I create, I do want to show you guys that after I do this stuff, I actually do tidy up the space. So there's no chaos anymore. And in case you wonder what this is doing here, I'm working on this. This is going to be like a complete audio rig. Philips amp, Philips CD player, Technics record player and Technics speakers. And this one is my Yamaha vhs-c 50, which I just replaced with a Yamaha NPS 303 because it fits my rig nicer. So that's going up for sale. So I got to take some photos because I don't really need 2 streamers. That's all really. I just wanted to show you that the total mess is now gone. And I should take that fan down because it's actually getting pretty cold. Winter is coming. See you next week.